Motion is a tremendous system for floor waxing and finishing. Whether you're using the original Motion, the Motion 2, or the OmniFlex, this fast, ergonomic process is designed to eliminate the all too common and costly flaws that result from applying waxes and finishes. Gone forever are bubbles and streaks, dull or hazy finishes, uneven coats, wax on the baseboards, and so on. It's important to note that not all floor finishes are created equally, so it's recommended that you test any unproven floor finishes on a small area before applying it to the entire floor. To test the finish, pour a small puddle on the floor. After 10 minutes, wipe it with a sponge or rag. If you see a shadow or ring, you'll need to test another finish. Once you've determined which finish to use, the next step is to check the humidity level. Humidity and coat thickness are crucial factors in the proper curing of floor finish. For example, high humidity naturally prolongs drying time, which may, in turn, necessitate applying the finish in lighter coats. Also, very low humidity causes super fast drying, which can complicate the floor finishing process. Either way, without proper drying times, the finish will not cure properly, which may leave floors dull, hazy, and streaked. Kaivac has developed a dry time and coat thickness chart to help determine the best type of coat to apply. By simply combining the air or floor temperature with the relative humidity, the chart helps ensure superior results every time. For example, if you're working in an area with an air temperature of about 85 degrees and a humidity of around 40%, you're inside the green ideal zone and can choose between a light coat with a dry time of half an hour, a medium coat with a dry time of 3/4 of an hour, or a heavy coat that will need to dry for at least an hour or more. Or, if the air temperature is 85 degrees and the humidity is 70%, it will be necessary to spread a light coat with a dry time of at least 2 hours. Once you've decided what kind of coat you'd prefer, refer to Step 2 on the Motion wall chart to plan the spread width for your work area, dividing it into sections between 6 feet and 14 feet wide. This method works whether you're waxing a narrow or wide hallway, or any variety of rooms. Now, refer to Step 3 on the Motion wall chart to determine how wide of a bead you'll need for the desired coat. For example, if you have a spread pattern width of 12 feet and you want to apply a medium coat, the chart would tell you to use a bead width of 3 inches. We're now ready to begin spreading the finish, so go ahead and fill up your Motion with floor finish. To begin, pre-moisten the pad by pouring a little wax onto the floor using the Motion spigot, and dip the pad into the bead. Open the valve and walk forward, applying the finish in a U-shaped pattern, all the while walking outside of the U. Keep the bead at a consistent width. When you've completed applying the bead, close the valve and take the ergo handle back to the starting point of the U pattern. Trim the outer edges, dipping the pad into the bead as needed to keep it moist. At the bottom of the U, the worker can load up the pad with solution before trimming the other side. After trimming, return to the bottom of the U and spread the beads of finish in an S-shaped pattern overlapping 1/2 of the pad width with each pass until the section is filled. When you've completed a section, it's best not to abruptly lift the pad up from the floor. This can leave mottled, uneven puddles on the floor. Instead, use a smooth gliding motion to raise the pad. Finish each of the sections in the same way. Allow the proper drying time before laying additional coats. Do not use a fan to speed up drying. Test the finish by wiping a clean sheet of regular paper across the floor to see if it is dry or tacky. If it sticks on the floor, that means the wax is not cured yet. There is a difference between dry and cured, just like cement. If there's any remaining product in the Motion when you've completed applying the finish, lift up the Motion and place the spigot into the dispensing hole for the original product container. Open the throttle. You can store Motion after hosing off any residual product. Remember to wash all dirty pads.